unplanned live stream. Let's see if we can get anybody in this chat. I'm going to pull up this chat on my YouTube side so I can see if we are indeed live. And no real plan. Talk about whatever it is anybody would like to talk about if we can get anybody in this stream. So let's see if anybody pops in. If you do pop in, please remember to hit that thumbs up button on this live stream, and let's talk about whatever it is you would like to talk about. And I do see there's one thumbs up and one person. Who is in here? Let's see. I'm gonna pull this up on my computer here so I can see what is going on and what anybody is talking about. All right, let's see who is in here. Eric, welcome. I have my coffee in hand and I had some free time, so I decided to, well, why not go live? I just recorded a video and let's see, way deep inside, welcome. Who else is in? Let me know if you're in here. Let me know you're in here so I can acknowledge you, give you a shout out. Let's talk about whatever it is. What do you think about silver, gold? Let's look at the spot prices. Let's look and see what the spot prices are of these precious metals this morning. I didn't really look at it yet today. I know there's a somewhat of a, not a big US Mint drop today, but there is a US Mint drop that I did a video on yesterday. Not going to be really a popular one in my opinion, but what is the precious metals doing? Silver, the ask, $25.73, up 15 cents currently. Gold, $2,037.80, up $22.10. Platinum is up $27, $1,054. What's everybody up to today? Let me know. Let me read and see who is in this chat. Not expecting a whole lot of people in here today on another unplanned live stream. I can't really plan a lot of my live streams, although I am planning on doing one in a couple of weeks, and I will set that up soon. So that one will be a planned live stream. I don't know the date off the top of my head. I have to look at the date, but there is one I'm going to be planning. Let's see who's in here. Chad, Eric, Keith B007, good morning. JR, rainy day today here in Florida. It is a sunny day where I am at. It was 80 degrees yesterday, and I did a little shorts video with my pocket coin yesterday. Sitting outside enjoying the warm weather because it's been freezing, and just sitting here sipping this coffee, waiting to see who pops in and what everybody wants to chat about. Is what are you buying anything right now? Spot prices for gold going up. Spot price for silver is going up. Premiums are going up. Are you stacking? Are you collecting? Are you buying anything? Let me know. Let's see. Keith B007 says, I am on the road for work. We're looking at, what are we looking at on this stream? We're looking at a couple reverse proof American Silver Eagles from 2021. It seems like the view is they're not focused in real well, but we are looking at a couple reverse proof American Silver Eagles from 2021. Couple of my favorite coins. J.R. Clark says, why no 1/10 ounce buffalo coins? 1/10? Well, the United States Mint only did fractional buffaloes, and I believe they were uncirculated. I believe they were uncirculated with mint mark. So the U.S. Mint never did, to my knowledge, they never did any bullion fractional buffaloes. They did do 1 year where they did more numismatic fractional, and it was only 1 year, and they go for quite a bit of a premium. So I don't know why the United States Mint probably should do fractional buffaloes, because a lot of people do like buffaloes, and I think a lot of people would buy fractional if they would do fractional. But that's a good question. I don't know why the United States Mint probably should think about doing fractional, but they would probably need legislation for it, though. I think. Maybe not. Keith B007 says, I would like to get more silver, hoping for a dip, but not expecting one. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. May the 2nd, I think. I think it's May 2nd. It could be May 3rd. I have to look it up, but it's gonna be when the Fed is gonna announce interest rate increases. And it's going to be interesting to see if they do a 1/4 point increase and what metals do the next day. It's going to be very interesting to see. What do you guys think? You think interest rates are going to go up by 1/4, by 25 basis points in May? That's what I'm thinking is going to do, or what they're going to do anyway. Montana Stacker says, I'm in a holding pattern for now. 11 people watching. Hit that thumbs up button on the live stream if you haven't already. Let's see. Chad Wolf says, I'm sitting in cash. Only plan is buying the reverse proofs on 11/14. He's talking about the reverse proof Morgan and Peace silver dollars. Yep, I will definitely be purchasing them, well, via subscription anyway. Eric says, how does this demand for silver affect numismatic coins like some older Morgans and Peace dollars? I had plans on sending some coins for grading. Your what kind of piece, what dates are you planning on sending for grading? And are you sending them to which grading company? Let's see. Ken Wood says, wondering if when the government goes to CBDC, will the mint close down? I doubt it. I don't know. Eric says 1886, 1888, and we'll be sending them to PCGS. Cool. Rocky Superstar is in the house. Sometimes, not always, but when spot price rises, numismatics or collectibles seem to sometimes come down or not do much, because one, they don't really follow spot price, but spot price is starting to come up higher towards what the numismatics are. So excuse me, just because spot price normally, in my opinion, doesn't impact collectibles too much. If you were noticing, and one thing that I was watching when spot price was coming down, when it was going lower, back in 2022, when spot price for silver was 20, I think it came down into like the $17, $18 range. I was watching very closely what the 2021 Morgan and Peace dollars were doing, and those were going up or staying quite stable, while metals were all over the place. So one good thing about buying numismatics is that if spot price, I mean, numismatics also, you know, fluctuates, comes up, goes down depending on demand as well. But one good thing about numismatics is that if spot price were to crash or come down, numismatics don't necessarily follow spot price. So it all depends on what the demand is for Morgan and Peace dollars. And the vintage Morgan and Peace dollars were going up for a long time when the 2021s or the 100th anniversary of the Morgan and Peace dollars came out, because those just created all kinds of extra demand for the originals. All right, so let's see, who else do we have in here? Eric says, I remember that. I don't know. I was talking about a whole lot of stuff, rambling on about a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. Constitutional Stacker, welcome. Ken Wood says, if physical currency is discontinued, what would the purpose of the mint be? Well, the United States Mint is the only part of our government that makes a profit, right? So the United States Mint, they make a lot of money selling these high premium collectible, some may say overpriced items. Italian G is a OG of YouTube, of this stacking, collecting community. He's been here for a long time. Welcome, Italian G. Rocky Superstar says, how many gold buffaloes you buying today? That would be 0. I'm not buying any gold buffaloes. Mintage limit too high, and I think at some point they're gonna sell most of them. They did last year. Last year the product limit was the same. It was 16,000 last year, and it's 16,000 this year. And they sold last year. They sold just a little less than the 16,000 product limit. So I think they'll at some point probably sell out of them. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to sell out quick by any means. Let's see. What are we talking about? JM Unleashed. JM Unleashed is in here. Does a lot of great shorts videos of dogs and stuff like that. Rocky Superstar says, myself, premium too high. Yep, I agree. Premium is too high. Mintage limit is too high. It would be nice if they did a reverse proof gold buffalo, wouldn't it? How many people would like to see reverse proof gold buffaloes? Fractional size included. Let's see. Celtic Knot, buy low, sell high. Speaking of buying low and selling high, I just recorded a video, and the video is going to probably come out on Saturday morning. I was at my local coin shop. In fact, I have a video coming out Saturday and Sunday, both related to what I did in my local coin shop. But the one on Saturday is going to be about constitutional, aka the word that a lot of people don't like, that junk word, junk silver. That's what my video is going to be about on Saturday. What my local coin shop and I discussed about constitutional junk silver. So if you want to see that, it's going to probably be 10 a.m. Saturday morning, Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. JM Unleashed says, I am considering stacking AU peace dollars. Well, let's see if we have, I think I might have a peace dollar on me. Let's see if I can dig one up right here. Peace dollar. Let's see if I can find one. I don't have any key date peace dollars. I don't have anything spectacular when it comes to peace dollars. But here's a 20, let's see if we can get that. 2022. There's a 2022 peace dollar. I don't have many vintage peace dollars, but there is one, 2022. What else do I have? Here's a, there you go. Here's something. Here's a 2023 peace dollar. Not 2023, 1923 peace dollar. 2023s aren't out yet. So we have a 1923 and a 1922 peace dollar. Common dates, nothing too, like I said, nothing too spectacular. Okay, let's see who else is in the chat. This live stream is about you. Tiny Numismatics is in here. Milled Steel, Montana Stacker, Big E says Constitutional Stacker. Oh, he's saying hi to Constitutional Stacker. Big E talking to some people. All right, let me scroll up in this chat. 31 people in here. Can we get 31 thumbs up on this live stream? All right, let's see. I want to read the comments that I might have missed. If you have anything for me, if you want me to address comments, if you can, do at Silver Wolverine so I can see that popping in orange. Montana Stacker says, I would buy today for fractional reverse proof gold buffaloes. I would too, depending on how many of them, mintage limits and that. To me, the numbers matter, mintages matter. Some people, mintages and pricing don't matter, but that kind of stuff matters to me. But it would be nice to see reverse proof buffaloes. I agree. Rocky Superstar says, do you have any 1921 peace dollars? I do not. I think 1921, that was the, I believe that was that the high relief, 1921? I think it was, and I haven't been able to find them at very good prices. I know that I've seen a couple of them at my local coin shop, but they were very bad condition, and I just didn't want to spend that kind of money on something that wasn't very good. Let's see. Labor Hawk. The reverse proof piece is probably going to be my favorite coin. Let me scroll up and see what. I think I missed a few comments. Let me scroll back up. Big E says, well, made it to work. Take care, everyone. Have a fantastic day. All right. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Tiny Numismatic says, long time no see. It's great to see you. Great to see you. JM Unleash says, awesome. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Just going through, reading the comments. Is anybody buying? I'm assuming not a lot of people is buying the gold buffalo that goes on sale from the U.S. Mint today. I know I'm not. Too much money, in my opinion, and too many of them. I'm not big into collectible gold coins. If I'm buying collectible, it's usually silver. If I'm stacking, lately it's been gold, but gold prices certainly been shooting up. Let's see. Smoky Blizzard says, I'm getting 10 of the 2 coin Morgan. I'm getting 10 of the 2 coin Morgan and Peace Dollar reverse proof sets when they come out. Smoky Blizzard, are you going to be buying them on drop day on November the 14th, or are you in the subscription for them? The last time I looked, there was about 10,000 or so of them available via subscription. Although the Mint did send out an email and they said they are reserving 10% for drop day, so there should be some available on drop day as well. Let's see. Milled Steel says, any updates on the U.S. Mint subscription Morgan sales? I did a update on it last Saturday. Last Saturday I did one. And there's not going to be another update until a week from this Saturday. But I believe, if my memory serves me correct, there was 10,000 or just above 10,000 of the reverse proof sets. There was about 30 some thousand of the proof Morgans, 44,000 I believe of the proof peace dollars, 3,600 I think of the uncirculated Morgans, and about 10,000 or so, give or take, of the uncirculated peace dollars. But that's just going off of memory from last week. Rocky Superstar says, do you have a 1921 piece? No, I do not. I thought I answered that question. I don't have one. Or maybe that's an old question that I'm reading. Rocky Superstar says, yes, it was. Okay, I guess, yes, it was the high relief 1921. Rocky Superstar says, I have a 1920-21 peace dollar with 2 heads. Interesting. 2 heads. Against an Army of Shadows says, I can't afford it. Daisy SK says, I buy Buffaloes, just not from the mint, only at my LCS. And I'm assuming you're talking about the Bullion version of the Buffalo and not the proof Buffalo, the more numismatic or collectible gold Buffaloes. Let's see what else we have going on in here in this chat. Eric says, I bought some gold Buffaloes last week. No further plans on buying more, just holding for now. And Celtic Knot says, proof gold is too expensive, and I agree. It was a better deal in 2021 because they had lower product limits and lower mintages in 2021 than in 2022, and this year they increased everything. Here is one gold Buffalo. My one and only gold Buffalo is right there. One gold Buffalo. All right, let's see. Smoky Blizzard says, I am in subscription for the 2023 reverse proof Morgan and peace dollars. Labor Hawk says he must have 2 accounts with maxed subscriptions. I've never got into the whole creating multiple US Mint accounts to get more stuff. I just never did that. Let's see. Rocky Superstar. Rocky Superstar talking about gold Buffaloes. All right, scrolling through these comments. Let's see. Might as well think about. Stacking Investments is in here, formerly known as the Stacking Perpetrator. Stacking Investments. Let's see. See what I missed. Milled Steel says, good memory. About what? I forgot. I talk about so much stuff, I can't remember everything that I talk about. Rocky Superstar says, it is a fake coin. What's a fake coin? What's fake? Oh, your 2-headed peace dollar? Because, I mean, if it was a real one, I mean, it would probably be worth a ton of money. JM Unleash says, Silver Wolverine's recent video on 2023 Morgan. Oh, well, thanks for posting that. But that was my most recent update on the 2023 Morgan and peace dollars from this past Saturday. I kind of do an update on them every 2 weeks, and it's usually on a Saturday. But every 2 weeks, I like to, go in there and see how many of them they have available. They've taken away the ability to look at the data available, which was a live count. Now we have to look at stock level, which seems to be something that they update. I don't know when, every now and then, once a week. I don't know, but can't look at the data available anymore, unfortunately. Rocky Superstar says, I have to go training. I guess you're at work. Okay, take care, Rocky Superstar. Thanks for popping in. Milled Steel says, ASCs on JM and APMEX are around 45 each. Going to be cheaper soon. It's going to be cheaper soon to buy proofs on the U.S. Mint. Yeah, I mean, that could be. But the United States Mint keeps on increasing those prices too. I mean, who knows? I mean, they could increase prices who knows how many times. They could do it whenever they want. I mean, they could go up. What are they right now? Proof Eagles are 80. The congratulations set's 82. Who knows what they're going to be next year? If silver keeps going up, then they could keep raising their prices. I think they raised them, twice in 2020? I think they raised their prices twice in 2020, if my memory is correct. JM Unleashed says, I'm building up dry powder right now, waiting for, I mean, and that's pretty much what I'm doing as well. Just building up cash, waiting to see if we get any pullbacks. Of course, we have, at the beginning of May, we are going to have the interest rate increase, or I'm assuming there's going to be an increase of some sort, either 25 basis points or 50 basis points. We'll see what they go with, and we'll see how the metal prices react accordingly. Let's see. Although I believe you're in Canada, right though, JM? So it might be a little bit different there. Let's see. Just going through the comments. Again, if you have anything that you want me to address directly, if you can do the @ symbol, then my Silver Wolverine name, and then I'll see it pop in orange. Other than that, I'm going through these comments as they pop in. Jeffrey, Jeffrey Young says, because the U.S. government has so much debt and a lot of countries are fleeing the U.S. dollar, we are in the early stages of the gold and silver run. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. JM Unleashed says, thank you to everyone who pressed that thumbs up button. Yeah, press that thumbs up button if you haven't pressed it already. Stefan is in here. Welcome, Stefan. Let's see. Scrolling down in the chat. See what's going on. So is everybody in here, are you buying silver right now? Are you in a holding pattern? Are you stacking cash, waiting to see if we have any pullbacks? Or are you a stacker, or are you a collector? You know, a lot of people who watch my channel, a lot of people are collectors, a lot of people are stackers. It all depends. Are you stacking, are you collecting, or are you stacking that fiat? Stefan says, my dad lives in Toronto. They are immigrated from Germany. Milled Steel says, I'm in a holding pattern sitting on a bunch of AG. All right. Let's check out, see what those spot prices are doing. See if they're doing the same, if they're different. Let's take a look. Silver is currently up 23 cents to $25.81 US dollars, that is. And gold is up $21.50 to $2,037.20. Gold is hanging around just over that $2,000 mark. The longer gold holds 2,000, I don't know. The longer gold holds over 2,000. And silver is just hanging around that $25. It'll be big for silver. If silver breaks $26, that's going to be a big move, in my opinion, for silver. Let's see. Stacking Investment says, buying and selling to increase my stack and improve upon my collections. Taking profits and reinvesting. I totally disagree with most of the narratives being pushed by the big channels. Yeah, I tend to differ from a lot of other channels as well. I just go my own direction, talk about what I want, and try to keep it 100, try to keep it honest, try to keep my opinions based on facts, and facts as I know them. All right, let's see. Stefan says 26. Oh yeah, 26. If silver pushes over 26, I think that would be a big move for silver if it can break 26 and kind of hold 26. For the people who want silver to go up. Some people want it to go up, some people want it to come down so that you can buy more at a lower price. But I think we're gonna do a poll. I think we're gonna do a quick poll. I'm gonna do a poll on this stream. And the poll that we're gonna do is, let's see if it will type. Let's see. Oh, here, poll question. Are you a stacker or collector? Are you a stacker or collector? Stacker, collector. And there we go. Stacker or collector? Poll is up. Are you a stacker or are you a collector? Stacking Investment says add a both option. Yeah, I could do that. Let me see if I can edit it. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll, and I'm going to create another. That's a good point. Add a both option. All right, let's see. Start a poll. Let me do another one. Are you a stacker or collector? All right, stacker. If I can type right. Stacker, collector. Add an option, both. Let's see, should I add another one? Stacker, collector, both. Yeah, let's just do that. It's good enough. There we go. Poll is up. Are you a stacker, collector, or both? There you have it. Hopefully I spelled everything right. Man, my coffee's gone. It's now just a little bit at the bottom of the cup and it is cold. I need to make some more coffee in a minute. All right, let's see. Let me scroll up in this chat and let's see. Stacking Investment says add a both option, and that's what I just did. Mike Riley says stacker. And it says everyone wants to know what is your real. Everyone wants to know, is that your real voice? Most unique voice in the metals community by far. Love your content. Thank you very much. JM Unleashed says 90% stacker, 10% collector. Montana Stacker says stacker and collector against a army of shadows. Milled Steel says both. Stacking Investment says stack. Let's see here. This thing is going, this chat's going wild. Hold on, I gotta scroll up on my computer here. Let me see. Stefan says slurp. I gotta make some more coffee to slurp. I can't slurp with an empty cup, unfortunately. It's this cup here. I'll show you this cup. This is what I have left in there. This is what I have. I have that at the bottom of the cup. Let me see. Oh, nothing worse than cold coffee. Nasty. All right, let's see. Someone called Silver Wolverine pretending to phone scam him. JM Unleashed says, dang, I'm on my 5th cup. Okay, I'm going to make some more coffee real quick. Oh, the buffalo is kind of out of the view of the thing. Here, I'm going to make some more coffee real quick in my Keurig. Chat amongst yourself just for a moment of silence while I make this this coffee. All right, coffee is being made. Coffee is being made. I had to make a little bit. I have to have a fresh cup of coffee. All right, let's see. And I know that's maybe boring to some people on this chat, but I need to make another cup of coffee. All right, SBA fan says not a coffee drinker. To me, it's like drinking. It's like drinking a cigarette, and I drink it black, and that's probably the worst. And probably a lot of people don't drink black coffee, but I drink my coffee black, no cream, no sugar. Stacking Investment says, I recently bought enough coffee to supply me for one and a half years. I paid $1.50 per 12 to 16 ounce bag and $3.50 per the big Maxwell House plastic tub. And I drink the only coffee that I drink. Let me know in the comment section below if you're or in the chat here. I'm used to saying in the comment section below for my videos. Let me know in the chat here, what kind of coffee do you drink? I only drink Tim Hortons coffee. That's all I drink, and my coffee's done. So I'm gonna take my cup, and now we can do a little bit of slurping here on this stream. So now we have a fresh, hot cup of coffee. All right, let's see. What is everybody talking about? All right, it says, while physical silver is high right now due to premiums, I have noticed other things that come down like beef, milk, eggs, and butter. Oh, and coffee at Costco is cheaper. I buy my Tim Hortons coffee at Costco. Silver Dude says, I drink non deep state coffee. Mom and Pop's coffee mostly. All right, it says, I missed you on the live streams. FOMO with the US Mint releases live streams. See, I don't have FOMO. I either like the stuff or I don't. And that one Liberty horse, just not my thing. Although I did end up buying one. I did do a video on it, and the quality was horrible. But I did end up buying one much later. Much later. Nowhere near the release of that Liberty medal. Let's see. Stacking Investment says, if one orders coffee and the order contains more than the word coffee, then it's not coffee. Let's see here. Chad Wolf says, I have my coffee tree outside on the porch. Been trying for years to get it to bloom. Stefan says, oh. JM Unleash says, if I'm brewing coffee, my go-to is President's Choice Great Canadian. When it's instant coffee. JM, you don't drink the Tim Hortons? You're not a fan of the Tim Hortons coffee? It's the only coffee I like. I don't like Starbucks. I know a lot of people, some people like Dunkin' Donuts. I'm just not into any of that. And when I buy different brands, I'd like the original medium roast Tim Hortons coffee. And to me, decaf is just a waste. So I don't even bother with the decaf. All right, Milled Steel says, is it possible for the US Mint to oversubscribe allotted Morgans? Because it seems like everybody can keep changing their order from 1 to 25, a little fishy. See, well, that's the thing. Because you can change your order at any time. You can reduce how many you have in your orders. You can bump it up to 25. You can bump it down to 0. So they keep on changing all the time. I'm sure people are changing their subscriptions all the time, which is adding to the count. And then other people are adding, which is taken away from the count. So that's why whenever you see how many there are available, we should be taking it with a grain of salt, because just because you have a certain amount in your subscriptions doesn't mean they're going to be staying there for everybody. JM Unleashes, I used to drink Tim Hortons coffee, but I have found it's gone downhill recently. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they probably changed the way they roast it and probably even grow it. I'm sure it's changing cost savings measures maybe. I don't know. Growing it cheaper. Let's see what we have. See, I don't know how to properly pronounce your name. That's why I don't say your name. He says the 2022 Liberty Silver Proof Metal was $82 on release date, 8/18/22. I remember it. Was it 82? Maybe it was. I don't remember. Today on eBay at $78 with free shipping. Glad I sold mine for a quick $20 profit back then. You were right, man. I appreciate it. I try my best to be right. And when I buy stuff, you know, there's a lot of collectors. There's a lot of collectors for United States Mint products. A lot of people like to buy everything. A lot of people are collectors of United States Mint proof sets. A lot of people are collectors of silver proof sets. A lot of people buy proof sets just to get a Kennedy $50. A lot of people like to stick with what it is they collect. That's not me. I like to go after low mintage. I'm a collector of low mintage stuff. Stuff that may hold its value, appreciate in value. So most of the stuff, that's why I haven't purchased anything this year yet from the United States Mint. And it's likely that the first thing that I'm going to buy is going to be those Morgan and Peace dollars. JM Unleashed says it is pronounced Sharon, I think. Okay. I watched some of his videos, but I can't, I don't like to mispronounce stuff. Sharon says, my biggest mistake was selling off the 2.5 ounce Army and Marines medals too fast, and now they are worth double. Same with the 2022 Peace style. 2022? You mean 2021? The United States Mint didn't release it 2021. Now, there are Fuji 2022s, which I'm not purchasing. I have no interest in. Because, in my opinion, they're fake. But, to each their own. Some people may like the Fiji. Did I say Fuji? Fiji. See, when you're live, you can't cut stuff and edit stuff out. So when you say stuff wrong, it's just wrong. All right, let's see. Let's see. This coffee's good. All right, Chad Wolf says it is so easy to grow wheat even in your lawn, as grass makes better lawn, to be honest. Scott S, welcome. If I missed you, I don't think I've seen you. If you were here earlier, I apologize, but welcome. Scott S says the 3-roll American Women's set is available at the Mint. I think the quarter program is starting to be less and less attractive to collectors, but I am collecting every one of them as MS67. Yeah, I haven't, I got out of buying those, but it's going to be interesting to see what the next release does. The next one that comes up. It's going to be interesting to see, for sure. Let's see. Stacking Investment says, not financial advice. Nothing on this channel is financial advice. Everything is just our opinions. Rather, you are in the comment section of a video, in the comments of this live stream, or myself. Nothing is financial advice. Everybody should be doing their own research, own due diligence, and come to their own conclusions about anything. And the Stacking Investment says, not financial advice, but I think it is wrong to just hold. If one is not playing the ups and downs in the market, then they are missing out on opportunities to increase their stack for free. and let us know in that comment section below or in the live chat, what do you think about that? Do you play the markets? Do you? I'm not big in day trading physical metals. I mean, I think that's what paper is for. Paper is for day trading. Now, I definitely am not an anti-selling. I mean, I have sold silver before, and so I'm definitely not anti-selling, but I would rather, if you don't need to sell, don't sell. If you have to sell, if you need money for something, then I'm also not anti-selling, and I'm not also anti-playing the ratio. If you can play the gold to silver ratio, I'm not really big into that either, because I think in most cases, and I've done videos on this, in most cases the silver to gold ratio just doesn't work. Sometimes it may, and maybe some people are successful in playing the ratios, but with premiums being up and down, premiums all over the place, if you're not buying the right form of silver, it's hard to trade, in my opinion, and from what I've seen, the gold to silver ratio. So I'm not big into it. I'm big into buying what you want, buying what you can afford, and not really playing. I don't play the ratio, and I don't really try to trade. All right, let's see. Shy Sharnan says, MS67s are scarce until more people take the plunge and submit. So expensive to submit, just a few coins, and only the economy makes sense. Oh, submitting them, you mean the cheapest way, economy? Yeah, I think a lot of people, when it comes to the American Women Quarters, I think a lot of people are holding them in the sealed white boxes, and a lot of people aren't submitting them in. So I think you're right. If people do decide to start sending them in, the problem is, like you just said, is that they're expensive because there's 40 of them, and you have to get them all. Yeah, you have to pay, unless you're sending in individual quarters and looking at them, and you know how to grade coins. Unless you're sending in individual quarters, if you're sending in a whole roll, that gets very costly. Against any army of shadows says, my SD bullion order from 4 weeks ago just arrived this morning. Count Derpulus says, my 2022 peace dollar is sweet. Huh. Let's see. All right, scrolling down in this chat to see what other people are talking about. 37 great people watching. JM Unleashed says Tim Hortons will buy green Robusta again. Gotta love black coffee. That's all I drink is black. Drink it black. Don't need to add extra calories to it. Let's see. Count Derpulus says, I played the silver to platinum ratio yesterday. Pow. Another ounce of platinum. Skydust says, I sent in 5 Sally Ride quarters and got 4 MS67s and 1 Mint State 66 Proof-like. Proof-like? And the Proof PL, I'm assuming you mean Proof-like, is the only one that has been designated, that has that designation by NGC. Milled Steel says it's going to be close to 90 degrees here today in New England. Wow, that's pretty warm. think it's supposed to snow here on Saturday. Let's see. Chad Wolf says the best coffee you can get is put a few scoops in what? RODI. I'm not sure what that means. Or distilled water. Put it on the stove. As soon as it hits the boil, take it off. That's the most extraction of the caffeine. Spooch, is that how you pronounce it? Spooch says global warming in Canada. We say bring it on. Yep, it is. It's getting warm here too. All right, let's see. Stacking Investment says I used 20% of my stack to play the ups and downs. At this point, just over 1/3 of my stack came from the profits of selling and playing the GSR. Well, you know, some people do have, you know, good luck playing the GSR. Some people, I've seen a few people who say that they play the GSR and are good at it. To me, it's too much work. I'd rather just buy it, and if I don't have to sell, I don't sell. If I need to sell, then I will, and go from there. Silver Dude says vanilla and hazelnut required on my coffee. Vanilla and hazelnut creamer. Jeff Shaw, the Mint is selling the Gold Buffalo for almost $3,000. I doubt they will sell very many. It's going to be interesting to see if they sell, how many of those they sell. Last year, they sold nearly 16,000 of them, which was the product limit. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But keep in mind, if gold spot comes down, the U.S. Mint they'll adjust the gold, the prices of their gold proof coins, their platinum, their palladium. They adjust those prices. The only thing that is a fixed price is silver and clad. But everything else, if spot price comes down, then the price of their collectible gold, platinum, and palladium coins will be adjusted down according to their price grid. And if you've never seen the U.S. Mint price grid, I did show it in my video yesterday. So based on spot price, the United States Mint uses their pricing grid to adjust what their coins are selling for, are being sold for. Except for silver. Silver and their clad. All right, let's see. Stephen says 3K gold buffaloes will still sell. Yeah, a lot of people are still going to buy them. A lot of dealers, I think, are going to buy them. They're going to want to send them in and get those first strikes, those early releases, those signature labels. And as I showed on my video yesterday, with the 2022 gold buffalo proof coins, they're selling cheaper right now on eBay, certified with the fancy labels, than they're selling at the U.S. Mint today. So a lot of times you can buy these things cheaper online. Sometimes they cost more, sometimes they cost less. It all depends. Question here says, what do you think is the richest or most wealthy of all silver stacker YouTube dudes? I don't know. I don't have a clue. Look at how many, I mean, if you really want to answer that question, how many people has the most gold? I mean, we all see a lot of people at the end or beginning of each year that's showing how much gold they stacked. How many people's showing you 30, 40, 50 ounces of gold? That might tell you something. It's definitely not me. All right, let's see. Count Derpula, when it comes to PMs, just Sal. I'm also a sucker for the thickness. He says, I get up for the thickness. I think Sal says he's down with the thickness. Not up for the thickness, he's down with the thickness. JM Unleashed says, I was thinking Silver Slacker or Joker or... I'd never heard of that last one. Coffee's almost gone again. Scott S. says, a friend emailed me yesterday and said a company has 1/10 ounce gold eagles for $225. I have to get on that. I am planning on doing a video on 1/10 ounce gold eagles because those premiums are ridiculous right now on 1/10 ounce gold eagles. Premiums have been high for quite a while, but I thought premiums were starting to come back down a little bit. But premiums are going up. I have been seeing premiums on 1/10 ounce gold eagles for over 30%, which I think is nuts, in my opinion. I wouldn't pay. So they're going for, well, the last time I looked at it, they were going for about 250, 260, between 240 and 260. Too much. And Count Derpula says premiums are ridiculous, and I agree. Stefan says tenths, and with 3 thumbs up. So does that mean you're buying the 1/10 ounce coins? Oh, Stefan says I'm into Perth lunar tenths. I have one. I have one Perth lunar tenth, and I'll probably do a shorts video on that in the next coming days. But I only have one. JM Unleashed says 20 times face is a great deal. 20 times face for what? Are we talking about constitutional? Stacking Investment says I was shunned for buying silver proof sets at 13 to 15 times face when junk was 20 times face. I recently sold out of those and rolled the profits into upgrades for my collections. And in case any of you had missed, I do have a video coming out on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, about constitutional or junk silver. I was discussing it with my local coin shop a couple of days ago. I wanted to get their thoughts on the premiums, how much they're buying, how much they're selling for, what the demand is at the current time at their coin shop. And a lot of it to me was pretty shocking in comparison with what you hear on the YouTubes. So stay tuned for that. And I also have a video coming out Sunday morning as well about some stuff that I purchased in an interesting type of way from my local coin shop a couple of days ago. Stefan says, yes, do a shorts on your 1/10 lunar. I will be doing that, and I'm going to do that in a interesting sort of way. So I'll be doing that in the next couple of days. Against Army of Shadows says, I'm glad I pulled the trigger on a tube of quarters for 17 times last month. Count Derpula says, ouch, 1/10 are ridiculous, and I agree. I would not be buying Eagles at the current time because 1/10 Eagles are crazy expensive, in my opinion. 39 awesome people in this chat. Let's see if anybody new popped in. Mikey's back 70. Mike just bought out at Max, last 2 rows of Kennedy half proofs. Kennedy half proofs. 2 rows of Kennedy half proofs. Interesting. Andy Slingblade says, I'm glad I bought a few 1/10s at $128 each from Nationwide Bullion offer years ago. Yeah, I bought some 1/10s years ago for much cheaper than what they're absolutely selling for today. Let me check something here for a minute. Gotta check something. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna get back to your comments in just 1 minute. Give me a moment. All right. Getting back to your comments, because that's what we're here for. Let's see. Mike Riley says the dollar is losing its purchasing power, thus takes more dollars to buy stuff. Yes, indeed it does. Everything is shooting up. Let's scroll up and see what everybody's saying. Scott S says junk silver will continue to go up. The demand is high, but the supply gets less and less every day. Jeff Shaw says a lot of videos I have watched say that junk silver is getting hard to find. Stay tuned for my video that's going to be coming out on Saturday about junk silver at my local coin shop. I have a video coming out on that on Saturday. Scott S says, I trade coins with a guy. I trade him my generic silver rounds for his gold. We trade at spot price. Do you think that's a good deal? I trade coins with a guy. I trade him my generic silver rounds for his gold. He's trading you gold for silver rounds? Count Derpula says it's been a hectic decade so far. Coffee's gone again, and it's cold. Or, I mean, the little bit of coffee that I have left is cold. It's not much. Chad Wolf says it was a card with the coupons in the mail. They had Eagles for spot. I jumped on that day. They lost dollars. Let me scroll up and see if we have anything else on here. Let's see how this poll is doing. Are you a stacker or are you a collector? 23% in this poll says you are a stacker. 28% says a collector. And 48% says both. That is how that poll is going so far. If you haven't voted in that poll, vote in the poll. If you don't mind, 46 votes. And 42 people watching. All right, let's see what everybody is continuing to say in this chat. I'm going to scroll down. Andy Slingblade says, better have a Sigma available to verify you're getting real gold. I agree with that. Anything you buy, test it. Whatever method you have to test, make sure. Doesn't matter if it's silver, doesn't matter if it's gold, but especially gold, make sure what you are getting is the real deal. We don't want any counterfeits. We don't want any fakes. We want the real stuff, because nothing would be worse than turning around, walking into a coin shop, selling whatever it is you have, and being told that's fake. Nothing worse than that. All right, Stacking Investment says many channels got away from core beliefs to buy silver and gold at the lowest price possible. Also, they got away from the idea that silver is silver. What happened? I don't know. All right, let's see. Scrolling down in this chat. Yep, beware of fakes. JM Unleashes, be aware of fakes. Always be aware of fakes, no matter where you're buying from, but especially if you're buying off the secondary market, you're buying on eBay. But even if you're buying from a reputable, who you think is a reputable dealer, buying from your local coin shop, even fakes have gotten past local coin shops before, and local coin shops have sold fake silver and gold. So just be aware. Always be aware of what you're buying. Know the visuals. Know, what they're supposed to look like. And weights are the weight. We can't just assume that because they weigh the proper weight, because a lot of fakes have the proper weight. So there's a lot of not everybody can afford a Sigma. In fact, Sigmas have shot up with the premiums of everything else. So Sigmas cost more, but there's a lot of ways to test, and there's a lot of YouTube videos on testing for, fake silver and gold. Sal's done a bunch of them. There's a lot of videos out there. All right, let's see what everybody is in here talking about. Count Derpula says, I boycott the U.S. Mint. And there's a few people that is on the boycotting the U.S. Mint train as well. You're not the first. All right, let's scroll down. Tuna Man says, is all the cheap silver gone? All right, let's see. Tuna Man says 2023 American Eagles over $50. It probably depends on where you're looking at. Where are you seeing that at? Let's see. Count Derpula says, let's see. Mason Mint, Golden State Mint, Scottsdale Mint, my go-tos now. Yeah, I like the Golden State Mint. I like if I'm buying generic Buffaloes, I like Golden State Mint for those. I think they make one of the better, when you're talking about lower premium generic silver or privately minted silver. I think Golden State Mint does a pretty good job. Andy Slingblade says, ever hear of Omega Man fake golf eagles? They're supposed to be the most perfect copies of rare collectible gold eagles worth hundreds of thousands. The only sign is a small Omega symbol. Never heard of it. Tuna Man, that's the most expensive place to look for silver, in my opinion, but I think there's facts too. That's the most expensive place, so I don't think that that's a great, what do you want to call it, scale of what eagles are going for. There's a lot cheaper places to find bullion. All right, let's see. Stacking Investment says, if anyone looks, they can find silver proof sets and pre-64 P&D sets for less than the current going rate for constitutional. Tuna Man says people are paying that. Well, I'm not paying that. Scrolling through the comments. Let's take a look at spot prices. Let's see if anything has changed with the spot prices on Kitco. Gold is kind of just hanging sideways from where I looked at it the last time. Still up $26 or up just over 1%. $2,041.80. Silver hanging in there, up $28 or just over 1% to $25.86 for the ask. All right, let's see. Tuna Man says people are paying that. All right, we're going to end this poll. We're going to end that poll at what it is currently at. And the poll ended at, are you a stacker or a collector? 50% said both. 27% said only a collector. 27% said only a collector, and 21% said you are a stacker. All right, 42 people in the chat. Let's see. Just going through, reading your comments. Mike Riley says, Elon Musk, he needs boatloads of silver for all his products. Tesla cars use many ounce per car. Let's see what we have here. The U.S. Mint is releasing a proof gold buffalo in about 4 minutes, in which I am not buying. Just going through the chat. Seeing if there's anything else. Doctor Who is in here, and Doctor Who says both. I'm assuming Doctor Who means both collector and stacker. Doctor Who says both. Stacking Investment says spot gold 240, silver 2580. Source, the big banks before the smackdown. So, Stacking Investments, you think the spot price is going to come crashing down? Is that could? Interest rates announcements are going to be at the beginning of May. Well, let's take a look. I believe it's May the 2nd, but it could be May the 3rd. Let's see. When is the FOMC having their meeting in May? Let's see. FOMC is meeting... Check out that FOMC calendar. I believe it's May the 2nd. But I don't want to be wrong. Oh, May 2nd and May 3rd. So the meeting is the 2nd and 3rd, and the announcement will be on May 3rd about the new interest rates. Jeff Shaw says, that buffalo is more than I want to spend for one coin, and I agree. The premiums are high on the proof American Gold Buffalo. Andy Slingblade says, anyone get 2023 pennies in their change? $25 bank boxes of them are going for over $100 on eBay for some reason. Well, new coins, whenever you get new coins, new dated coins, they always go, at the beginning of the year, they always go for a lot of money. Rather it's, and cents or pennies seem to usually do the best on eBay. And the problem is shipping them because they're heavy. But as the year goes on, as the mint produces more, then the value or what people are going to be paying for them is probably also going to come down. That's usually what happens. I haven't looked at the mintages recently for circulating coins. Well, let's take a look. Let's see let's go over to the United States Mint and let's see how many cents they have produced so far. That may tell us something, but it's probably because certain banks, certain areas are probably having a hard time getting them. Let's see, we're gonna go to production and sales figures and circulating coin productions for circulating coins for 2023. How many cents has the mint produced? Cents. Denver, 710.8 million, or 710 million for Denver. Philadelphia, 601 million for Philadelphia, for a total just reading through these figures here. 601 million for Philadelphia and 710 million for Denver. A lot of cents. All right, let's go back over to your comments. I'm going back over to the stream comments. Count Derpula says, get a pile off my gardening tools. Spooch says, I wonder if there will be a run on silver maples when Charles is... Are they selling the maples with Charles on them yet? I don't think they are. I think they're still selling them with the Queen on them. Queen Elizabeth. I know they're selling the Britannias with Charles on them, but I don't think they've started selling the silver maples or gold maples with Charles on them yet. All right, scrolling up through these comments. Against an army of shadows says the 2023 cents had an extra V error discovered. Okay, so maybe that's why they're selling still, while we're in the month of April, still selling for a premium, because people may be going through looking for errors. And that's one reason why a lot of people like to buy these new circulating coins too, is a lot of people like to go through and look for errors. And let's face it, recently, over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of errors on coins because the mint has been doing horrible quality. Stacking Investment says, I heard they are trying to close to make solar panels with no silver in them. That would be interesting if they do that. Stephen says, BRB, otherwise known as he'll be right back. Jeff Shaw says, I wouldn't get a Chuck E. Cheese silver coin. Count Derpula says, I have 2023 maples. Yeah, 2023 maples are out, but I don't think they're out with Charles on them yet. Stacking Investment says, I have seen new Brits with Charles, no crown though. Yep, Charles does not. The 2023 Britannias with Charles are out, and he is not wearing a crown. Although I have not purchased any 2023 Britannias with Charles on them. I do have some 2023 silver Britannias with Queen Elizabeth on them, but I don't have any silver Britannias yet with Charles, and I do need to pick a couple of those up at some point. All right, let's see what everybody in here is talking about. see the U.S. Mint. The U.S. Mint is the Gold Buffalo. That's probably going to be around all year. The Proof American Gold Buffalo is now on sale, and I'm expecting that that's going to be there for probably the majority of the year. Stacking Investment says, I am selling my Brits due to the milk spot problem they have. And that is a problem with Silver Britannias, is Silver Britannias do milk spot. I think the Royal Canadian Mint pretty much, for the most part, solved their milk spotting problem. I haven't seen many, post 2018 or 2018 and after 2018, I haven't seen many milk spots on silver maple leafs, but Silver Britannias do milk spot, and I don't buy many of them. I think I bought 4 this year with Queen Elizabeth on them, and I haven't bought any yet with Charles, but Silver Britannias do milk spot. Count Durpula says the King May coronation. I'll be watching it. He's going to be watching the coronation. Scott S. says, has anyone found a 1964 proof Kennedy with a seeding hairline in your proof sets? I have not. Andy Slingblade says, anyone note a difference between stock level and available count within the U.S. Mint view source? I do not. Although I have seen, isn't it roughly the same? I think it's, the last time I looked at stock level and available count, they were the same exact number. But I don't know. I usually only been looking at stock level. Stacking Investments says, talking to Scott S, says, I found one in a junk bin for 18 times face. I guess that's the Kennedy, or the 1964 Kennedy with a seeding hairline. So Andy Slingblade, what are you planning on purchasing from the United States Mint this year in 2023? Are you still on those American Women Quarters? Purchasing those? PD&S? I haven't purchased anything this year so far from the United States Mint. All right. Just, my silence is because I'm just reading through the comments here. Chad Wolf says, substituting silver, and I'm thinking that he's talking about in solar panels, says may actually cause problems and fires. Yeah, I don't know. Mike says, good morning, good morning. Or here, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Let's see. I'm all out of coffee. That was the last little bit. Mike says, on the bubbles here. Stacking Investment says, I'm buying the American Women Quarter PD&S Rose, but I could care less about the errors. They are way too common. Are you buying, how many of the PD&S sets are you buying in Stacking Investments? Are you buying 3 of each? Andy Slingblade says, I think he's saying American women quarters not as attractive this year. The Eleanor Roosevelt one may be. Yeah, I think the Eleanor Roosevelt is going to be the interesting one of the year. Maybe even the Tall Chief. But, I mean, the Eleanor Roosevelt is the one name that most people know. So I think that one's going to be interesting to see what happens with that, because the last release, was available for over 4 hours. It's going to be interesting to see if the Eleanor Roosevelt sells out quick or not. Chad Wolf says, me too. Stacking, I've cut down to 1 PD&S, collecting the entire S row for the run. And Stacking Investment says, nope, just 1 box each to keep, put away, sealed for the future. So you don't buy extras to resell or anything like that, Stacking Investments, I guess. All right, well, we've been on here for a good while. 56 thumbs up. Not going to be on here too much longer. If you haven't hit that thumbs up on the live stream here, please smack that thumbs up button. Let's see if we have any last minute comments. It says, R.D. Mill Serps says, do Wolverine, you collect any Morgans, halves, or any U.S. currency? I've been collecting the modern Morgans. I don't buy too many of the vintage Morgan dollars, but I know Stacking Investments here collects a lot of the Morgan silver dollars and has, I think, if I'm not mistaken, pretty much all of them. And what was the other part of that question? Halves or any U.S. currency? I do have a good amount of U.S. constitutional silver. I mean, not a whole lot, but I do have a decent stack of halves, quarters, dimes that I bought a few years ago. Jeff Shaw says, I bought the women's silver quarters. I will probably get the whole set. Andy Slingblade says, the 2.5 ounce military metals and the reverse proof set later are interesting. Let's see. Chad Wolf says, yep, good show. Gotta roll up some sleeves and get to work. All right. Thanks for joining in, Chad. Stacking Investment says, nope, no, but pains me to have to buy the single sets of the S mint quarters from other sellers for the album collection. And JM and Lee says, yep, got to get to work too. Have a great day. All right, everybody. I'm going to end this stream. I appreciate everybody who joined me today for this unexpected live stream. And that's how most of my live streams are, is unexpected. They just pop up out of the blue. Smash that thumbs up button if you haven't already on this live stream. And hit that notification bell for when I do pop up with a video or another live stream, because these live streams usually are unplanned and unexpected, and they just pop up out of the blue. Like I said, thanks everybody for joining. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to everybody a bit later. Take care, everyone. See ya.